Hi everyone, my name is Kim Cousins and I am a graduate candidate doing my comp exams, finishing off my comp course, evaluations, protocols, everything that was required for this e-portfolio, which was a very interesting experience in itself, as well as really when I started this whole process 2.5 years ago. And so I'm really happy to be having this conversation with you and sharing information with you about my pathway and what I've learned and some of my highlights and some things that I just didn't know and now very glad to know, and things that I'm still learning definitely within this program, as well as within leadership and educational leadership in itself, and what is going to be happening hopefully for me. And so I've been teaching for 15 years. I've taught 8 years at a junior high level where I was the phys ed leader, and then I became the social studies lead in that school. We were a very low academic school with an extremely high needs diverse population. I was able to really help transition that group of high needs learners and help them with our exams and our academic success rate, which was excellent. So that was really exciting for me. And then I moved on from there into a high school athletic director position that I was recruited for, that they wanted me inside a high school, 10, 11, and 12. And that was an exceptional experience. And I did that for 7 years. I did that for 7 years. And then I decided to do my master's, and I knew that I couldn't do both very, very well, and I wanted to spend good time on this learning because it is my hope to transition into educational leadership in a more formal setting, as in becoming vice principal, assistant principal, then principal, and then ultimately working, I think, within the district area as a specialist of some sort. Again, still trying to find my pathway for that and figuring out how that works and where that's going to go. And through this program, actually, being able to appreciate a lot of the pieces of being an educational leader. And so where I thought at the beginning, I had a clear idea of the pathway that I wanted to go within leadership, and now it's a little bit not as clear, but reasonable and okay for me about how I feel. Anyway, let's go down to what the story is and some of my highlights. I wanted to say that my highlights really starts and ends with students, and it always has, and I feel proud to say that it still is very much my focus, and it's about helping students achieve their dreams and in a school setting, and recognizing them as individuals and helping to transform the learner into, a better learner, and wherever their goals are and wherever they want to achieve, that they have the support with them and behind them and people that care about them that will help them find their dreams. And so being one of many in people's pathways to help them succeed and have success and chase their own dreams. And that's really where I started as an educational person, and where I'm still very, very highly on the path, but now I have academic data to back that up for me. So, which is excellent. I do appreciate that. And that's one of the major things that I've learned in this program for sure. I wanted to say that my vision, when I went through this process, I knew that I was very much about including people in discussions about where schools should go and what we're planning on doing, and doing that with small groups of people like teachers, my colleagues, and then moving that towards a larger setting, a school setting, and then a district setting. And so I knew that that was part of it, and working on people's strengths to incorporate all types of learners. And so hopefully trying to get people to work with me towards a very clear vision, but also having people around me that brought different strengths that I didn't have. I want to explain it as looking at a beach ball, and that there's different colors on a beach ball. And the colors that I see are red and blue. And that's awesome. But I really need to see the whole beach ball. And so I'm really counting on people to see the other colors on the other side of the beach ball so that we can have a discussion about the entire picture. And so that's been one of the largest learnings that I've had, is to make sure that I'm including people diverse learners within the educational leadership setting, to ensure that we have success and that we meet the needs for all students, just not the students that have the, I don't know, the sign of being with me or being around what I feel great at and doing. And so that was really nice to learn that. So through the educational experience, I learned that my leadership style is actually a style, and it's I more closely assess with a transformational leadership, which involves working together to, create an environment of success for students and everybody in and around that space. And so now when I'm talking about leadership, I can actually discuss it in a transformational leadership style, one that I adhere to. And that I embrace. And it was really interesting for me in this path to get more information about what that looked like and to be able to delve into it. I appreciate the opportunity to think about the style of leadership and knowing that you're not just one way, but knowing that you will have stronger accessibility to a style. I thought that was awesome. That was really good learning for me, and reflection. And so that was very much worth the time. And I found that in each of these classes, to be honest, there was really a good amount of reflection. And so I did appreciate that. And I appreciated the opportunity to talk about what I've learned, or if I thought something was valuable or not. And so that was something too in this educational setting for me that was really quite good, is that I had an opportunity to talk to people about that and to formulate ideas and then to have discussions and to formulate more ideas within that range. And so that was excellent. When we did the annotated bibliography, it really helped me put in perspective like the amount of books, and holy cats, like all the readings that we had. There was a lot of readings. And most of them were really good. Some of them were not, and that's okay, because that's the way it goes. But the best thing that I really take from this whole entire experience is the ISLLC standards. And something that, as a Canadian, this is not something that we have so concretely. Ours is more discussing and talking around mission statements and outcomes. And this one, having concrete standards to go by, is something that I really embrace. And as a tool, when it started, I was like, holy cats, what is this about? And now that I'm ending, when I make my decisions, when I think about what's happening inside my school and what's going on right now, I spend time reflecting with those standards. And so, which is excellent, because it was just a growth that I didn't know was happening until, it started to become part of what I do on a daily basis, which was surprising, but which I appreciated, because I'm able to lean on the standards in some ways to ensure that I'm making, the best decision for the whole entire school and not just for a specific group, a specific situation, or something that I have, a closeness to. And so it allows me to go through it and to think about it and to reflect for that moment, if I have a moment, or reflect for a longer time to build something that could even be greater for a scenario. And so in that way, I really do appreciate and hold close the readings of the standards and just how valuable they are to me. And I just thought they were fantastic, to be totally honest, and something that I'll keep with me now, I think, in my entire career in education. And I think that I am going to be sharing that and helping people, because it's a pathway. And I think it's a clear pathway, and it even helps people to reflect on what their actions are. And that's really what the bottom line is, to ensure that each child has the opportunity to learn and grow in a really caring, safe environment throughout it all. And so I do really appreciate that. And that was on my annotated bibliography. I didn't know that was going to be my very first and most important piece of reading, but it really was. And so that was kind of cool. I'm just going to go through them because I do appreciate it, and I do think they deserve to be talked about. I know that you all know them very well. And the vision for every student in every type of learning, it's definitely clear. And whenever I talk to people now, and especially in groups, and when people ask me to come and talk to their groups, I talk about making sure the vision is clear and understanding what people are working towards, and to agree upon that. In a lot of ways, but to also have a very clear vision and to make sure that you're moving towards that path. While doing this, you're creating the culture, and you're advocating and nurturing, and you're making sure that it's a sustainable environment for people. And so keeping that in mind, that culture is huge inside a school, and that you have to be able to make sure that your culture is something that is appreciated and valued. And through that, I think through the vision, you help your faculty, your communities to feel involved and enriched and participating in this culture, in the vision towards success for every student. I really appreciate that. The management of the operations and organizations and resources. Now that's the piece that I am definitely not strong on, and a piece that I'm working on to get better every day, and understanding about how important it is to ensure that that's happening in an equal and fair way for the entirety. Like when we're planning for our budget for a year, making sure that we have enough teachers and teacher supports, and making sure that each student is cared for in an appropriate way. It's a large task. And it's one that I didn't pay very much attention to before, because I'm really good about talking about vision, and I'm really good about creating culture. But when it came down to the everyday management and operational cores and what that looks like, that was not my strengths. But I also really did appreciate within this is the course that we took on finance, which really helped me to understand and be more mindful of decisions around money, and how to make sure that you are ensuring that it's equal and that it's fair for everyone, and not just because of how you feel about this moment or how it's looking for this school or this student. And just the management of that and ensuring that you have reconciliations and so forth. That was, it really helped to, I guess, build up that management of operations and community for me, to make me feel a little bit more I guess, secure in my decisions around that, and to give me more of a clearer pathway to ensure that I'm doing that correctly. The collaboration part with faculty and members responding to the diverse interests and needs. That's again something that I definitely do, and that I appreciate, and getting more information about culture and diversity, and just more knowledge about how that looks, and again decisions affecting people, to really walk carefully and to make sure that you are looking out for the best interest of the student, of the faculty, and of the school, to ensure that that's happening. Acting with integrity and fairness in an ethical manner. That's something that you need to reflect on all the time. And I appreciate that it's in there. And I appreciate that it's huge. And promotes the success of every single student. That's really what the idea is, right? Don't leave anyone behind. It's kind of the story from you guys, as in the United States. And the story that we all share is that we hope not to leave children. We hope not to miss something within our student body, and to hope that it moves forward with a solid direction and appreciation for education and what that looks like. And so, yeah, that was kind of really, I just wanted to share that information and that growing. And that's something that I really, when I started, absolutely, I would not say that that's going to be something that was going to be important. I thought in some ways it was propaganda. And I was like, okay, here we go, another pathway, here we go. This is what people want us to say, so we'll say it. But it actually became a valuable, valuable tool, and something that I use daily now to reflect on my decision making and people, and just incorporating my school. And so it's something that I'm very proud of, and that I really appreciate having that piece. And everything that I did over these last 2.5 years, I started really learning to use this more appropriately, to check off in my mind quickly about, is it here? Yes. What about this? Maybe. How about reflect on this? Okay, maybe let's have another discussion around this, because I'm not sure if I'm hitting this point. And so I just wanted to reflect, and to ensure that through this portfolio, it also helped me to celebrate my experiences and celebrate the leadership that I've been able to take within my school, take on my pathway, and the learnings that I had through the leadership, and the successes that I've created, which are substantial. And the best successes, or the ones that I hold the closest, are the ones that I get to, and I've put some inside my portfolio so you can see the emails that I get from students, or the emails that I get from parents, the emails that I get from my leaders that help me to celebrate and discuss ideas, and things are just saying that it's working, and that we care, and that it's important. I want to be a part of the solution of caring to ensure that each student has the ability to go on and continue into their pathway of dreams. And if I can be a part of that pathway, I'll be extremely excited to be and honored.